Time is fake is right. Hello, everybody. Yo, what up?
Time
That's
isn't
not right.
real.
It's fake.
Time doesn't exist.
We made it
It was
up.
invented by Big Clock.
Oh, that makes a lot of. Wait, you
Solid
mean my?
conspiracy.
You mean my character? Male Strongheart. Strongheart
We
made
figured
up
it out.
time to fuck with us. Hi, everybody.
Your chat is
Yeah.
No.
blind.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, no, if you go to the filters, you might be able to just remove the filter that's cropping it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Give me a
Yeah.
moment.
Just click the eye and we can save it for later.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Easy.
Phew, it's that easy. Great.
That's,
Okay. Glad to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we know what we're doing, yay!
Yay! Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, also called Grace. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we defeated, or rather, we finished the second chapter. Shamspear is dead. Sorry.
We
And
defeated
last time we-
Shakespeare.
Last time we defeated Vegeta.
Yep. And now we are at the Great Exhibition, which they've been building up since the beginning of the first game, basically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And there was an explosion caused by a man named Albert Hairbrain, which killed a man named Odie Assman. And now
Yes.
Gina is an inspector, and that's great. We already
Yeah.
talked with her last time, but I noticed that there were some things around.
Oh, look. What's this? A red piece of cloth.
It's not like any fabric I've ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. It looks extremely durable.
It's canvas, I think. With some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion.
Let's make a note of it while Jin is mid-yawn.
Okay. A piece of green cloth has been added to the court record.
Quick, Jinny, yawn!
You think she'll care?
Thank you.
But
She
like
might.
draw it out like a minute.
I kind of figured that she would just let us do all of this.
Yeah.
It looks like as though somebody dropped something behind the tree that you just hit.
Is that a crossbow?
Dropped or hid. It's not a great hiding place, team. What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded? It kind of looks like a crossbow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I got auto winder.
Maybe. You could have fallen from the platform above and the blast, perhaps.
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. A mysterious contraption has been entered into the court record. Come on, we can tell Gina. She's part of the gang. Come on.
Yeah, she's family.
The Crystal Tower. It's certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is, being so tall with all that glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan.
There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum.
So?
But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors.
Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw.
And thanks to that incident, the whole tower is shut.
Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower.
Apparently, everyone's taken to the skies to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But it's a 3-hour queue to go up on the balloon now.
Londoners must be very patient people. Okay. Anything else going on around here then?
When are we gonna get the R?
Pardon?
I'm spending a long time at Q. Sorry.
Can we kick Jay out of the call?
I missed that one entirely, completely over my head.
Q.
Alpha R.
They were just talking about how.
Oh,
Q
oh,
was
got
feminine.
Got it.
Yeah.
There's the name
Now-
slapping it. It's there. Okay.
Now you're sad because you got
Thank
us.
you.
Hey! This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up.
About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what the policeman I just spoke to said.
I don't really understand feet very well. Eh? Oh, we don't use them in Japan.
I feel
We
you,
walk
Bruno.
around on our hands.
Nobody has feet in Japan.
They're fake.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's about 9 meters. Metris?
Yeah,
Wait, could you go back to that?
That's
that's how it's
probably...
spelled.
That's another
British
one of
people-
those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a British thing of spelling words with the R and with R-E at the end instead of E-R.
Mitras.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are English?
like
why,
that's
is,
like theater.
why is English wrong?
Mm.
But soon you have been in London for a year, Runo. It's time to get used to our measurements. No.
Yes.
No.
Wow.
No.
This thing is so. What's wrong, Saps? What's wrong?
Feet is wrong.
This thing is so tall the spectators at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else.
I mean, yeah. Why are they using feet in the UK?
Yeah, actually, that doesn't make a ton of
Because
sense.
they
Doesn't make
invented that's the system of measurement they invented.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Well, they
That's
have
why
to
it's-
admit they're wrong.
That's why it's called imperial measure, the imperial system.
Oh.
Oh.
And they left us with their sloppy seconds?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they switched over to metric and left us with imperial.
Damn it.
Why didn't you guys do the
Huh.
same?
Because we're dumb.
'Cause we're
We
dumb.
didn't know. We've tried,
But
technically.
Americans are dumb and stubborn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They probably thought they'd secure the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed.
There's a saying in Japan, the darkest spot is right under the lighthouse. That's everywhere. Everybody says that. I feel like it probably applies here. Okay.
Well, Gomez, that's just factually wrong.
I can go up. Oh, hi guys.
That's where the Gove ended up after his instant kinesis or whatever they called it. Dead, of course.
And yet they're calling the experiments a success?
What's the wooden scaffold there for?
The coppers, our lads, set that up after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. Dunno, really.
Didn't you help to erect the scaffold then?
Nah, lookout duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff.
Mind Gregson doesn't hear you say that, or he'll give you the boot. Okay. It's incredible, though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis? We said last time that we figured that the explosion sent him rocketing into that. I still think that
Maybe.
I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Oh, the balloons. I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, but what are those funny round blobs floating in the sky?
Oh, they're flying balloons I've been talking about. I want to go up in one so much.
I've read about situations like this in a magazine about strange phenomena. Creatures from outer space coming in round flying objects to attack Earth.
What?
I suppose inhabitants of other planets are bound to be interested in the great exhibition. This is it, Iris. It's happening.
It's not. Don't worry.
No.
I'll expect you later over a nice cup of tea, Runo.
I thought you did a pretty good job of explaining it the first time, but okay. Runo's just in his own world. Okay, I think we can leave now. Okay, there we go. Moving. We can go. Where can we go? Wait, what? I thought I would be able to go up to Gregson.
Did we speak to Gina?
Yeah, we went through everything.
Okay.
How's about presenting? What do you think about this?
Okay.
Gina, would you take a look at... Oh, where did it go?
Looking for this, Oddo.
When did you do that?
I wonder if you've got anything else to show me, eh? What do you reckon?
Give that back first, please. Try this one.
Oh.
No. Alright, what were you gonna say?
Mine now.
Sophie? No.
Yeah,
mine
I
again.
checked stream and I know the stream doesn't hear it, but I hear there's a very loud static coming from your end.
From my end?
Yeah, whenever you speak, I hear a lot of static, but I checked stream and I don't hear it there.
Is anybody else hearing this?
So... Wait, speak again.
I'm not hearing it.
Hello, here I am, speaking again.
If I
Okay.
turn up the volume way up.
If I turn up the volume, I can hear it, but since it's not on stream, it's not a problem.
95%
because
of
I
complaints
barely-
about my voice have come from Saps recently. What are you
Well,
hearing?
for me, you sound quiet if I turn you down, though, and the static kind of overpowers.
That's what happens when you turn someone down!
No, no! You didn't let me finish the sentence! I don't hear you otherwise.
Ah.
But if I turn you up, I hear the
It's
static.
fine. If it can't be heard on
That's what I
stream,
said.
we can just deal with it.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's very obnoxious on my end. But yeah.
That's
If it-
weird.
If you're the only one hearing it, then what do you want me to do?
No, I
I-
can hear it if I turn you up, but
Yeah, it's not
fine.
overpowering you.
That's the thing on my end. It is, but I don't know why.
it's because
I
you
have-
have your super good headphones.
Yeah.
It's just
Um,
white. It's just white noise.
I don't know what to do for you, Sappy. I'm sorry.
No.
All right, here's Gina. Take this. Gina, do you have a thing? No, you don't have a thing. Okay, Gina, do you want to look at this? Gina, do you care about this? No, you don't care about this, Gina. Gina, what do I do then, Gina?
Examine the stairs.
The stairs.
Gina?
Oh, okay. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. Okay, great. It is October. So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. And I've seen my fair share.
You've seen like things like this before, you mean?
Of course, Hurley's always doing experiments that ended up with a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very best essence of chemistry.
Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
One time, he made something that exploded with such a force that it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been there to see it, Trudeau.
It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
She is
Okay.
enamored with destruction.
Yeah. Ah, look, Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
Alright, you.
What
I'm gonna have a
in
look
the-
around first. You. Hi. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Runo, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you, you mean?
Yes.
From what I can tell, I think.
Whoa.
Thank you. What?
Stop!
You suddenly got very loud.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just opened Audacity.
Well, now you're
Yep.
very loud.
Oh, it
What?
changed your default playback device, I think. Or no, it changed your audio
Oh.
setting.
Okay, well, that will
Stop! You're so loud.
be... You're so loud! Okay, maybe that'll help.
Or no.
You're fine.
You good?
Stop
Don't
the
touch
recording.
that.
Yeah,
That was practically instantaneous kinesis, the way you just flew over here now, Grexy.
it's not quite enough, is it? Hang on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Alright, you're good.
What would have changed on my end?
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
And he dies.
Wonderful. Your stuff really is wonderful.
It's just like old times, this is. We're representing Professor Hairbrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene.
Listen, sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here.
That's right. Forensic science. That's right.
Is that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment back by my jumbo to blame? It's robbing me butty.
Oh yes, that special dispensation. Professor mentioned that too.
More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing it sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we? Surely that's all right, isn't it, Grexy?
Of course, your ladyship. Everything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dare dream of touching anything, would we, Runo?
She really knows how to get what she wants.
Yes, I do.
Okay, now can I examine? Try again? Yes. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Hairbrain was lucky to escape untouched, I'd say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. But...
Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, you hear?
Whoa! I won't touch a thing, I
Damn.
promise. So please, spare a thought for your digestion.
Very stressed.
I think I fixed my audio.
Yes, you did.
Yep, there you go.
I'm glad to hear that.
I unplugged, replugged because I saw one side was very much louder than the other side. Like, my left input was like twice as loud as my right input.
Oh. We
Oh,
wouldn't have
okay.
been able to hear that because Discord only...
Oh,
no.
yep.
Discord makes your voice in mono.
Okay, we found out that at least. I'm glad I checked my OBS to see, like, what is my microphone doing? And I was indeed louder in one ear.
Mm.
Huh.
Well,
Weird.
anyway, do you really
Fascinating.
think that this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims?
He asks, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, sunshine. What did I do? He asks, looking totally... Okay.
Oh.
If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly, the annoying, obstructing, flaming rules. I'm a
Oh.
loose cannon, don't play by the rules, but damn it, I get results.
Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Oh yes, there's some tool. There's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
Hmm? It's a screwdriver, I think?
It's an A.
Oh, it's a lovely one. The handle is in the shape of the capital letter A.
It is? Oh, yes, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, I said.
Yes, I understand. Sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit.
That doesn't matter, Runo. But Grexy, I'm very curious about the screwdriver. Really, very, very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this.
Do you want tea?
But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Runo found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly.
Did he just say no to her? I think he did.
Wow.
Wow. He's gone off with it. He took it. He took it.
No.
That was very mean. I'm afraid Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Oh, man. Poor Gregsy. Good for you, Gregson.
I hold a grudge.
You gotta put your foot down at some point, Gregson. Alright, what else do we got up here? Nothing? What do you mean there is one thing to look
What's
at
the
up
bow
here?
on the bottom?
Bow? What, this? I think
Yeah.
that's like a mic, right?
Oh,
it's
oh
a-
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's this?
They put a little. Oh, they give a little bow to the microphone. That's nice.
There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time, huh?
Oh, in your country, Runo? I do wish I could go and see it. I present a particularly steely samurai with a present of one of her early stories I've written, especially.
Steely Samurai! Nice!
Steel samurai.
These Steelers Samurai? And see if I could get Hurley into a jam against some Bartitsu Master Ninjas.
Okay. You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
Oh, well that's dull.
Oh, but I do know a prosecutor with a chonmage top knot I could introduce you to.
A Chonmage? Really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him, do you?
No, Ryu, we like Iris.
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Cosmo gave him a year ago. Yes, Ryunosuke, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Oh yeah,
have
he
no
wouldn't have
idea.
any idea.
Doesn't
No.
know. He doesn't know.
Yes, Jay?
Oh, I have a question, but I'll wait till after this has been said.
Oh,
It'll be easier
okay.
with the
Okay.
cursor.
All right. What is that gigantic thing over there? It looks like an enormous water wheel.
Oh, that's a Ferris wheel. There'll be Peter. There'll be people riding inside those little cabins you can see.
Why?
Well, some aren't cowards.
Uh,
Why?
They rotate nice and slowly. It's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
wait,
Why?
it's turning? But it looks completely still. Reno, please.
Reno,
No.
Reno, you have eyes.
I do.
Use them.
Oh.
That's because they're turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about half an hour.
Half an
What?
hour?
What?
We're gonna sit here and time it.
Oh my god. If you were mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think?
I feel as though you might just have invented a new sort of ride there, Runo.
That looks like it's moving faster than what
Yeah.
you just described, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Okay, so can you take your cursor? Can you look at the castle in the back? And there's 4 flags, and the
Uh-huh.
bottom
Oddo
middle
flags.
one. Is there a piece of that flag missing, or am I just crazy?
It's attached, but
bottom
with like
middle one?
string.
It doesn't look. Are you saying like it's not quite connected to the pole?
Yeah, it just looks like there's
I
a piece. Like
I see
the,
what you
the
mean.
gap seems bigger than the other flags. So I'm
It's
just looking
probably
at
just it's probably just tied there. I do see
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
guessing
mean,
like
though.
it's the ropes attached at the end.
Okay.
there, and it's
Yeah.
it
sticking
just
out
seems like
from
it lines up with the castle edge. I'm like, I can't tell if there's a piece missing there, but it looks like it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
guess it.
clean
Oh
up
wait,
your
no, there's. I can go up.
tangents.
I can go
Oh,
up.
there's more.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going.
Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa.
there's air
That's
balloons.
Wonder first.
Oh.
Wonder,
What?
you had something to say, right?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Meekins would be very
Here we go.
excited about this.
That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the crystal tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going. I don't think it was supposed to shoot.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Runo.
Well, Iris, I guess.
It was set up to beam people at the crystal tower, where they'd be reconstructed again in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident would have taken place in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? No. No, not usually.
No,
Do you have more? Do you have more?
not
Do you-
here.
Nothing? Really? Oh.
Air balloons!
So those are people carrying balloons dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly, but I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from colorful, floating Tamari handballs. Okay.
I sure must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Runo, please!
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it. But without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared.
Oh well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground, as long as it doesn't explode.
So don't get in with
That
Hurley.
doesn't help.
Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play on my mind a little. Okay, well, is there another thing that you want me to look at?
No.
No. Okay. Now, oh, you're here.
Is that
Oh,
everything? Oh,
Hi.
oh, that's
I-
right.
I forgot that you were here. I thought you left. I thought you left.
So
All
did
right.
I.
You always forget I'm here.
No.
Am
Using
I not
high,
important to you?
I thought we were friends, Runo.
you did. Anyway, using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body, and then beam him across to the crystal tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True, it was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for this exhibition, mind.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean.
The government's doing everything it can to promote the new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. They can be the first to develop some new technology that makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Yes, I suppose that's true in a way.
So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
What sorts of rights?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remain their legal property, as it were, right through developing it into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new highfalutin special dispensation for scientific equipment act forbids it.
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department of the Odd. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We've been relegated to keeping guard.
The Forensic Investigation Team.
Any old fool can see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with. But just because it says scientific experiment on the paperwork, we can't do a flippin' thing with it.
Poor Grexy. He's very het up, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a word.
Het up?
Het.
Head
Special-
up.
I read that and I just get infuriated because I think of Norwegian and something my cousin used to say.
Oh.
She has like a slang version of like shut up, which is a combination of shut up and be quiet. So it's like be up. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
Be up?
Be up.
That's the best way I could like translate it. She combines the first and latter half into two different words.
Huh.
Yep.
Well,
And I
remind me,
hate it.
remind me again. What's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
Are you having it? Are you having me at it, sunshine? It's the... let me say this clearly for people in the back here. It's the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Very good.
You got all that?
Yes.
There's a lot of
I think
S's in there. I'm not good at those.
I think Hurley mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Best especially for his great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil service. And if it gets rubber stamped, that's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good air for them are a load of gobblers, if you ask me. Put forward by shammers like yourself.
Thanks for that.
You know,
Oh, I
lawyers.
love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present in every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after a day at guarding all these shammers' bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Oh, well, there is a point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another round of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant.
The scientists get funding?
Exactly. That's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. Who has to keep them all safe? Who has to smile politely and welcome them us coppers, that's who. So you can see why I say it now, can't you? Hang science, hang it.
Oh, maybe I can't see your point.
Okay, one more.
Is my accent intelligible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Intelligible.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Apparent-
encourageable.
Apparently, Professor Harebrain lives and works in Germany now conducting his research.
That's right. Getting back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government's research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. about his time in further education. It turns out he was at university with someone we both know, Lord Van Zeeks.
What? What's that? That's news to me. But if Van Zeeks demands a prosecution, then as the accused, the professor's fate is...
Sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another.
Oh, blimey. That man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Yeah. Talking of Van Zeeks, this morning's paper ran a story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still, the Reaper, huh? How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
Oh? The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Assman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard.
Mr. Ass Man.
What y'all giggling
Lord
about?
Berg,
The
he's
butts.
pronounced arse man. Lord Berg von Zeeks is a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zeeks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge.
Well, of course he does. Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zeeks is no way related to the deaths of all those people outside the courtroom.
So he is.
There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if no one killed them.
Shiny, this is the United Kingdom. It's a dangerous place to be. I know that, but I can't explain it. He's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of a Reaper. If only there was some kind of profession to solve mysteries.
Professor Harebrayne mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zeeks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind.
You what?
You what? He said that
What?
he said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Nope, no idea. Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go make a nuisance of yourself somewhere else, eh? Elsewhere.
Liar.
Very rude.
No! Right, are you done here, Mr. Naruto?
Sorry?
Isn't it about time you were leaving? Or rather, it is about time you were leaving. That lot I hear now.
That lot?
Your forensic investigation team. They'll be giving me the heave-o in a minute too.
Oh dear, poor Grixie. Here, have another cup of my special blend for to cheer you up.
Did he call me Ryunosuke? Did he really? Mr. Naruhodo! Oh my
Naruhodo.
god, he actually called me by my real name. Wow.
Oh, because he just calls us Sunshine.
Yeah, which, by the way, is that like a racist comment?
Because of the flag?
Like, because of the flag, yeah.
Oh.
I was wondering.
I never thought about it.
Okay.
Maybe.
I just thought it was something you called like a bright person or like shut right of
Because we have such a sunny disposition.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Oh, very at the spot. Yep, hits it every time.
Well, at least I've seen the scene with my own eyes. It looks like this is as far as we're going to get with our investigations here, at least.
I've been thinking. Hurley might know something. Mightn't he?
That's a word, yeah.
I know, but like,
Might not he?
About what?
Yontiv?
Yolden.
Yontiv.
about Mr. Reaper.
What about... About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Here's what you need.
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madam Tuspels? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it. It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment.
Iris, where are you sending us?
It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
2 spells?
But that's where Hurley is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How is it that you know where he is?
Hurley told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Reno.
Madam Two Spells, apparently? I don't see how it could be
I
related
don't think
to
they
the
know how to spell that.
Ah, got him.
Got him.
I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then stranger things have happened, and when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of them. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I am
okay.
starving.
Here we go. It is October. It's a waxworks museum? What the?
Oh, hi!
Huh?
Excuse me? Hello?
What in the world?
Who's she?
It's a lot of murder. What is this
So,
place? Yeah?
Hurley is going to be
Hi.
one of those.
No.
I'm surprised he's not in the bathtub. Look at all these terrifying scenes. Why are the people so still?
He's going to appear in the bathtub as soon as we're done talking to ourselves.
Yes.
Guillotines, ruthless murderers. I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
They're all wax models. They're all basically realistic, aren't they?
These two here on the right, I'm suspicious. One of them is probably
Yeah.
alive.
I wonder which one.
What do you think, Runo? I'm shocked.
Yeah, that guy on the left is definitely just going to turn his head.
Wax models. I read about dead bodies in wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Boy, Ryunosuke's really going off.
What
the
are
deep
you
end.
reading?
What is he reading? Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them can turn into wax, apparently. Okay, that's...
I know it. This man, he's played 999.
Wow. Oh, that makes sense. It's called that.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, yes.
Stop talking
I
about
caught-
creepy things like that, Runo. You're scaring me.
I am doing a
I
lot of it
caught
today.
adipose. Adipose like fat?
Oh,
Ow!
here.
Anyway, adipose.
Adipocere?
Adipocere? Is that it?
That
Adipocere?
Father, help me. Pronounce it for me, Father.
It's
You're
adipocere,
on-
my
you're on
daughter.
Thank you.
You're on your own, kiddo.
Adapocere.
This is outside of my jurisdiction. Doesn't fall readily, you know. If only it's only in a very specific.
Specific.
What now?
I've just remembered something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomena. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display. Why am I turning into Shaggy?
None of the exhibits here are real.
Usually I'm pretty Velma. I guess Iris. No.
They're all entirely man-made replicas.
They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them.
I am, which is why I'm saying it.
There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. And
That's
they're all such gruesome scenes. Hey, They did end up referencing Jack the Ripper. That's fun.
Mhm. What is it?
Oh, no. I must be seeing things. Hey,
This looks far
I
better
feel
with the
like it
regular
Okay.
would
outfit.
have. Yeah.
gang, there is way too much to look at. Where do I
Oh wait,
start?
the hand?
Do you want me to look at the hand? Is that where we start?
One hand.
All right.
Oh, hand!
That's
Hand.
the first thing that comes to mind.
All right. Is this an arm?
It's a hand.
It looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxworks models have fallen over.
You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you?
Bruno, stop scaring me!
Is it a wax arm or a real one?
Excuse you?
Come on, you're always pointing that finger of yours in the court. Point that arm now and see how it feels.
Objection. But you're not gonna go check?
We
You're not
don't
gonna go
get
look?
to know.
You just don't care? Okay.
I don't care.
That big, heavy curtain is a very prominent position, isn't it? I have a very nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it.
Nah.
Oh yes, that's a famous special exhibit. It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee and have a look?
Pay more money to be even more terrified? Ooh, let me think about that for a moment.
It was only a suggestion.
Okay, we'll go left first. Hi. Is this some famous murderer?
Yes, called Jane the Ripper. And all of her victims were young women.
I knew it. You can
Oh.
tell by the way she's holding that knife. Sure sign of a murderer.
Well, yes. What's the matter, Bruno?
I've worked it out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to fill that bathtub with blood so that she can have a soak in her victim's gore. Wow.
Oh.
Not according to the information about the exhibit on the little board here. It doesn't mention anything about the bathtub.
So why's it there? Really?
Thanks, Clueless.
Sorry, I don't think it's significant.
Hmm? I still think it has to be there for a reason. Okay, this whole thing is one. That might be the best. Alright. Here I come. Wait! Okay, hold up. We'll start with you then. These models are so well made, I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human.
Or maybe all the exhibits are real people. And when it's closing time and all the visitors have gone home, they suddenly start moving about.
Ugh, just thinking about that makes me wish it was closing time already and I was on my way home. No. Come on. Alright, fine.
Night at
Alright.
the Wax Museum.
We'll start
Yeah.
with this. I'm coming, Sholmes. Is this an example of Western tsujikiri?
What the fuck is it, Bruno?
You know, when an unscrupulous samurai suddenly randomly attacks a passerby to test his sword? What?
Oh, that.
I still don't
That's
know. No. But actually, a waxwork samurai would probably be hugely popular. Could you model it, do you think, Bruno? Doing that Tsujigiri thing you mentioned?
Well,
I would love to, absolutely.
I do have a sword, but I've no intention of testing how sharp it is on a human subject. For now, at least. What? Okay.
Now.
What do you mean? Oh,
Oh.
my god,
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder.
Come on.
What is it? Is something wrong?
Say the
No.
line!
It's just that in Japanese, we have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that.
Oh my god, you're so close, you're so close.
We do in English too, you know. It's a step ladder, or just steps.
Step ladder.
So be careful of making assumptions about other cultures, Bruno. That's how wars are started.
I didn't realize
Narrow-minded
stepladders.
cultural assumptions.
I didn't realize stepladders were an international point of contention, but the writer makes an astute point.
The writer of this game.
Amazing.
Shin
All right.
Takumi makes an excellent point.
It's It's
I guess
the
you're
great
right.
detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes has his own wax statue in here? Really? Yep, that's probably it.
Is it?
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, he is world famous after all.
It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? It makes my skin crawl to look at it.
And no.
Especially because that's the real thing.
Hmm.
But look, Bruno, you can kick her this early and he doesn't move a muscle.
Wait, really? You can't go around. Oh, you can't go around kicking the exhibit, Cyrus. Wait. It just moved, I'm sure. And not just a little bit either. Definitely did. Definitely did. You.
Hmm? Really? Did it?
And look closely. There are beads of sweat on the face of this waxwork model.
I think wax models sweat a little bit, don't they?
They could.
You know, this wax model is way more handsome than the real thing.
Shall we move on, Iris? Over there, look, there's a great murder scene to enjoy, much more appealing.
My dear fellow! I take exception to you recoiling at such a matter as if you'd seen something truly abhorrent.
Mr. Sholmes! I knew it. Did you, Bruno?
Iris, what possessed you? I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo.
Temporary waxwork? What do you mean?
And what a kick! Could you not have acted a little more restraint? You winded me!
This is his new part-time job.
But Bruno has something he needs to ask you.
If she winded you, where did she kick you? Oh dear.
High kick!
Oh.
Ah, a question?
And I thought you'd probably be getting bored too. So here we are.
Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes or more being stationary like that. And my great brain, upon which all of my success has been built, would have turned to wax.
Thank goodness we arrived in time.
Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss.
Oh, Hurley, you do like to talk nonsense, don't you?
Maybe you know it.
He could know something, it's true, about Lord Ben Zeeks and what's happened in the past to change him.
Now that you're here, let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? For if you're in luck, I'm certainly quite taken with the idea of conversing.
Oh, well, actually, I'm in quite a hurry.
And if my eyes do not deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I am not mistaken.
Really?
Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that is related to the matter of which you have come to me now.
But how could it be?
We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow, but for now I must return to my work.
What, back to being a temporary waxwork exhibit?
Roar.
Okay. Hi. What is this place?
Madame Tuspels came to London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Since she opened this little waxwork museum last year, it's enjoyed great popularity in London.
There are museums like this in Japan too, but these displays are something else. I mean, they aren't made from actual real people, are they?
The extreme realism of these waxwork models was a particular secret of the Tuspels family, they say. They earned renown during the French Revolution for waxworks of victims of the guillotine.
That sounds grim.
They saved them. They put the wax statue in the guillotine, it cut off their head, and they all ran away.
Oh, wow.
Or the gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism on the expressions of the faces of the condemned.
That sounds awesome. I want to go there.
I like my version better.
Apparently, the sculptors would make the models directly from the corpses, right there at the side of the execution.
That really turns my stomach.
That's just one of several legends around the Two Spells family. Whether there's any truth to it, I could not say. But anyway, this museum houses models of famous people from all over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular area of the museum, by quite some margin, is the House of Horrors.
House of Horrors? Yeah.
Of course, visitor numbers are dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition. But people usually flock here to see the exhibits of some of London's most vile criminals and their gruesome work. Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent here to the gallows. And they're even stiffer now than the models of them!
Have you heard of poor taste?
My dear fellow, the public live for poor taste. They yearn to be shocked.
So, the hideous exhibits in here are...
They're all portrayals of real events that they really took place.
Is it just me, or did the temperature in here just seem to drop?
Are you ready for this to be relevant for the current case?
Nah. Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here.
Oh, he's back to being a waxwork, is he? No, we're still talking. What do you mean by a temporary waxwork, Mr. Sholmes?
Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibits here, catching these criminals in the act.
Catching them?
Every half an hour, I come in on a different killer in one of their displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare them. When members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake. For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with us.
Us? Does he mean him and the waxwork murderers in here? But why, Mr. Sholmes?
My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money!
Was I right?
No. He really roared at me there. Very fitting for the House of Horrors.
As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent, and I have the ravenous iris to consider.
Oh, Hurley, I'm so hungry.
And so is my wallet, Iris! If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you to do your bit, Mr. Naruhodo.
What's he threatening to rope me into now?
What's this rent you speak of?
So, with that in mind, how about a photograph? As a special treat, you may have your pick of the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours.
Maybe some other time.
Remember, Miss Naruto, ignore me at your peril.
Oh, you're right, the fox does have an exclamation point on it.
What? Huh?
What?
When he bends forward, there's like an exclamation point with a nose.
Oh.
Yeah, the line on the forehead and the nose kind of form an exclamation
Aw.
point.
Oh, I see what you mean.
That's
Back to being
cute.
waxwork again. Is it just me, or did his final remark there sound a lot like a curse? One more.
Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then?
Actually, it's about Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh dear. Ah, your friend, Mr. Reaper. How'd you find him? Well, I trust.
And so I filled Mr. Sholmes in about everything I'd learned. About Lord Van Zeeks, about Professor Harebrain, and about the strange coincidence that they had been at university together. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lord Van Ziek such a different person.
I was sure that you'd know, Hurley.
You said that there was something going on here in this exhibit hall before, that something was afoot, and that you believed it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Mr. Sholmes? He's suddenly clammed up.
Well,
Oh.
it seems that I'm being cut off.
Greetings.
I am mad.
Oh!
Hello?
Oh! Hello? Where did she appear from? And what's she wearing? I love her theme song! Could she look any more mysterious?
Wander is so excited.
It's Thank you for this gift. Oh, what do I do with you?
Voices.
Whatever you
Oh,
want to.
my.
No,
No.
Jay.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
She's a French witch.
She's French?
Oh.
Oh shoot! I gotta get. How do I get into my a French accent?
You gotta put on your witch accent,
Oui,
too.
je pas.
Hang on. Easy wants out.
Voulez-vous
She doesn't.
Atresen,
I
Nassesqua?
think she's been doing this thing where she'll like paw at my door to get let out. Then I open the door and she runs under the bed. All right.
Ah.
Oh my goodness. I instantly love her. New best character.
It's the same. She's the murderer.
I hope you are appreciating my museum.
Sorry, have we... Mr. Sholmes, do you know that... Not again!
My apologies. I am. Of course, your name's Esmeralda. Of course, you're. I am Esmeralda dos Spells. This is my museum of waxwork.
What, you're the Madame Two Spells?
Bien sûr. Though only 26 years young, I might add.
Is that significant somehow?
I'm a madame in name only. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
Right.
Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks, or rather, one waxwork in particular.
That'll be Mr. Sholmes then.
I was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unable to settle.
Oh, she has a ponytail.
Oh!
Wow.
Yes!
Wow.
Next time you move from your designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble.
Yes!
Scary.
She sounds deadly serious.
That's a problem.
Oh.
How am I supposed to ask Mr. Sholmes about Lord Van Zieks if he's dead?
Let's not forget what Hurley said before. About something being afoot, right here in the museum, I mean.
I know where he said
Use
it, but
meters.
I'm loving this song. I don't know why. I just love it. Yes, I know, but
I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here.
haven't we got enough on our plate already?
No!
Oh. Well, hi, let's talk. Did you make all these waxworks, Madame Two Spells?
I did. I am the third generation of waxwork artisans, you know?
Gosh,
It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family.
Also, I just formed a theory. The arm on the ground behind her right now, it kind of looks like Lord Strongheart. Do you think that it's a waxwork of him?
maybe.
That's possible.
Oh.
It's him and he's dead!
Spoil this entire case.
But,
The last exhibit is me!
oh.
Oh.
Wait, I didn't just skip a line, did I?
Did
I don't know.
Did you say that?
Gosh.
Gosh, great.
No, yeah, we said it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
The fortunes were checkered, living through the turbulent times of the French Revolution as she did. So that is when she acquired the savoir-faire that leads to the astonishing lifelikeness.
All these waxworks really do look as good as look as though they're alive. In fact, they look more alive than Hurley.
What you see exhibited here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All the waxworks were created in the presence of real people on which they are modeled. In the hours immediately following their executions. That is the secret to their extraordinary lifelikeness.
That sounds terrifying.
All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. To carry out one's trade par excellence, one must go to extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are a reflection of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see.
Why couldn't the public have wished for something less horrifying?
Do not fear.
Sorry?
This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope you'll explore. There are models of famous singers, actors, politicians. Something for every taste, I hope.
It was Iris who dragged me straight in here, come to think of it.
Sorry, perhaps I shouldn't ease you into things.
More. What's the situation with that?
My temporary waxwork model. He approached me some days ago, you see, with a business proposal.
Oh, what sort of proposal?
My dear madam, what these sparse exhibits need is the addition of a world-famous great detective.
Oh, words to that effect. Naturally, I am well aware that Mr. Sholmes is widely known in London as a talented detective.
It's great detective, actually. He's very specific about it.
The French translation is a little different. Yes, the creme de la creme. So I was keen to come to some arrangement with him, of course. But sadly, we were unable to agree terms.
Let me guess, someone wanted to charge an exorbitant price for his services.
He would never.
For a mere £500, I will dive into your cauldron of wax this very moment.
It was very tempting. Oh, what's to that effect?
Mr. Sholmes might have overdone it slightly with the sales pitch.
Regrettably, the museum had a shortage of funds at the moment due to unforeseen circumstances. So we came to the current arrangements instead.
Surely he doesn't really need to go and do what he's doing, though, does he?
I would think not, but he was very insistent.
I have a 15-shilling problem that must be resolved by the morning.
Oh, words to that effect.
Zappy?
I had to fix something. It's the pawnbroker, that's what it is. He must have something to redeem.
Is the consulting detective work not going so well? Oh, that's sad. Something afoot? I wonder, could I ask you something?
Bien sûr.
I'm just curious, is anything going on in the museum at the moment? Some sort of incident, perhaps? Is anything going on in the museum at the moment? There's no question. Question mark. You need a question mark.
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well, it was your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned it to me a little while. Oh, he's disappeared. silver?
Shums.
I think it's still.
A wax
It's not
model is a
her.
work of art,
Ooh.
not some lowly object for trade.
Ah!
Audrey, who is this?
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There you are.
Leaving the exhibit again when you should be working? Do you wish to be melted down?
My dear Madame Tuspels, save your reprimands. There are more pressing matters. The wax can wait. That's our ideas about your current problem we must throw into the melting pot instead. Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police.
Why ever not?
She's turned as white as a sheet.
Not much difference. Because you have at your disposal a great detective whose services you may employ for only 50 shillings. Though, please be aware that I prefer... No, I insist upon payment in advance.
Well,
Get out of my museum. Very well. Let us see if the great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Before I engage in my analytical process, I must ask you to clarify something. What, pray, is behind the curtain?
That is the Two Spells special exhibit. There's an extra charge to see it.
Your life? Ah, the special exhibits of the House of Horrors. It must depict a special killer then, I presume. Would you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder?
Oh, absolutely no. There's nothing amiss behind there.
Nothing amiss, madam. What about the arm protruding ominously from under the curtain?
strong heart.
I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens.
Yes, very well. I will draw back the curtains, but it's only a soupçon.
What?
What?
It's the second time they've used that word in this game.
Soupçon.
Grave. Zombies.
Hmm?
I must confess, I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The Two Spells special exhibit is a very bleak graveyard scene indeed. And yet, somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer one would expect is nowhere to be seen unless you look down. Where does one strike, however?
What do, oh, what does strike one do?
What?
Yeah.
What does strike one, however?
Oh,
They struck
Oh!
down!
Oh.
you're a
Oh.
juror!
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
Is the portly gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor?
I remember he was the very first foreman that we met.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was sweating up a storm, if I recall.
Yes.
Well, then perhaps, Mr. Sholmes, that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself.
I'm afraid not, my dear fellow. He's a perfectly ordinary London gentleman. Not even a waxwork, I'm afraid.
Okay, what?
What?
As skillfully made as waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real human beings. So allow me to present my two conclusions.
He's taking a little nip.
Is that a sizable burst of years
Sorry,
of business
I
Sorry?
skipped a line.
It-
I skipped a line, so I was trying to give it back to you. My fault.
Oh, it's a sizable business transaction has been taking place at this special exhibit.
What? Why would you say that?
And the second is the aforementioned transaction is linked to a serious crime.
She looks as pale as candle wax.
I don't understand.
So, Madame Tuspels, as you've agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds.
Wow, she's strong. That is all my own money.
So what does this large sum of money reveal? Not so much as the involuntary glance you cast, as much as it would seem, Miss Madame Tuspel. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. Waxworks for sale? Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer the centerpiece of your special exhibit for the sum of 200 pounds.
No! No! No!
No.
No! No!
Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known by the witch.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds.
Slap him.
It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively.
what are you suggesting?
Oh.
He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when it came to hand the money over did it occur to him what an extraordinary amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result, the scene before us, he collapsed in shock.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes, the killer in the special exhibit fetched a killer price. We can only pray that the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret.
Hey! You changed his costume.
Hey, you can't do that.
What?
It's
Is
back
is he
now.
gonna blip right back to the other? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider the problem for a moment.
I can't believe that they missed that. That seems like such an obvious thing to.
I feel like they didn't feel the worth
It's
of like
probably a
doing that.
texture, and there's
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh,
A
maybe.
static image, yeah.
Maybe. Wander?
Sorry, a lot of noise over in the sand. You cannot possibly.
Oh, I can. What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only to observe his neckerchief, such as is worn by the policeman as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. He's Sergeant John Clay.
What?
What are you talking about?
The man's quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades at the last year's policing awards.
But
Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him, with the peculiarly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost, in fact, as if he were a waxwork.
but you.
Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madam. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Through pennies. A tragically low price. Roger?
Threepence.
Threepence? Seemed too literal.
Though perhaps the going rate of her aging waxworks is riddled with cracks. And yet, you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant £200? The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madam?
I do not.
Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon.
He's back. Discovered already. The conclusion discovered already.
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the horrifying puzzle.
I think he's got it.
He did it.
I see I've stunned you all into silence.
You have, Hurley. You have. And you obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her color looks awfully hot.
If I could just bring up one point, Mr. Sholmes.
The notorious Naruhodo 1 point? I'm all ears, my dear fellow. Can you see them? They're up there.
Yes, yes. According to your deduction, then, this special exhibit featured this old policeman. So, that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it?
The killer policeman, Automole.
Sorry?
It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed to the scene every time, only to find the culprit had disappeared to the aether.
And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself. A senior officer by the name of Automole.
So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man there is supposed to be?
Indeed. It is a particularly grim face, is it not? Unforgivable, in fact. Yes, I remember that odious countenance only too well.
But is 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model?
It would be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages, if that puts things into perspective.
So it is quite a lot then.
Is there anything else you wish to add? Before I melt you down?
That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous.
Ugh. The smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mr. Sholmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so I think I might have to call on your assistance here, Iris, if that's alright. To make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions.
I don't
Iris is
wanna.
getting in on it.
Yeah.
Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight.
Well, let's get started then, shall we? Before Madame Two Spells vents her anger.
Just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow. So, Madame Two Spells, in accordance with your agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work a second time.
Okay, let's go again. Course correction.
Hold it, Mrs. Sholmes.
So now I skip up until the first correction, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, public notice. She definitely looked in this direction, it's true.
But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks, even for 200 pounds.
Oh?
She must pour heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax. If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
For that much money, I would, but it sounds like that makes me a bad person. well, anyway, I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance.
Let's follow that further glance again and see if there's anything else that could explain it.
My commissions are open.
Waxwork for sale. Would anyone really buy models of mass murderers?
I think I'd rather have 200 pounds in my pocket.
Exactly, you could buy one of those brand new types of steam carriage. That's what I'd spend it on if I had it, no question.
Ooh, I'd buy all the herbs in the world.
There must be another explanation for the money. We need to keep looking. Him?
I would buy all of the H's in the world, and I would put them back in front of the word herb, and I would fix it for Britain, and they'd be grateful.
It seems this
Herb.
well-dressed gentleman is alive after all. He's just not alive and kicking. And he's not a waxwork of a model, or a model of a mass murderer.
I'm not sure I'd pay 200 pounds for him.
I don't think the man's up for sale.
Well, anyway, it was still a place to put him. Other museum visitors could easily trip.
I don't think the man was put there on purpose either. Okay. You got something else to look at, probably? Something... Oh.
Ah. What's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh yes, let's see. Dear Madame Two Spells, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is 200 pounds. Have the money ready by noon on the 23rd of October.
What?
They're
This
ransoming
is-
a wax model?
It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly. Now, why doesn't this kind of answer the entire situation? Here, take that.
Yes.
Hurley, this is why you walk 2 feet.
Oh my god, what's on my shoulder? What is on my shoulder?
Right.
What is on my shoulder? What is that?
It's a little bunny.
You have a little friend.
I love my little friend. Oh no, they're great. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that ransom note. Chat, what is going on with that? Tell me.
I completely forgot we changed the outfit.
Yeah, me too. We talked about it last time, didn't we? That we were going
Yeah,
to
we said that exact situation was gonna happen.
Quite so, and we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness abducting a waxwork. 200 pounds is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it.
Oh, sorry that was late. The model in question has special importance, so I put together all the money I have.
In summary, then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. So let's explore the next curiosity in which we are presented. And this is going to be the same until the
sure.
correction.
Okay, fair enough. Is this the guy doing the ransoming? So if
Used
the
to be?
waxwork was kidnapped, where does that leave us in terms of who this man is?
We could just ask him when he comes around.
I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris.
Yes, you're right. Hurley's trying so hard, we mustn't let him down.
Well, there's little doubt that he suffered a shock, that seems clear. But in that case, what's Madame Two Spells trying to hide? Let's have a closer look around. Here, your pocket purse.
Money. So she was prepared to pay all that money to get her waxworking back again. It must have been a very special model.
Of a mass murderer. Just how special can a model of a ruthless killer be?
Well, anyway, we can be fairly sure the man is lying on the floor didn't take it.
I suppose we should leave him in peace. Wait, what? Long hair braid? Okay. Madame Two Spells has very long hair, doesn't she?
Yes, but you couldn't tell by looking at her from the front.
It's beautiful.
You know, it looks rather like a whip, don't you think? The sort of whip that could have floored the gentleman with a single crack.
Did somebody say whip?
Yes.
Yay!
That seems a little far-fetched, even for you, Reno.
We need your help, Francisca, please.
Come back.
Sure,
Francisca.
let me just travel back in time. No problem.
Okay, sounds
Yay.
good. Is it this thing on your other hip? Hang on, I'm trying to get a look at it. What are those, knives? I can't see it. I can't. Damn.
Oh.
What's on her other
I
hand?
mean, she
What's on
probably
her-
uses knives for carving.
Oh, she does kind of have her hand back behind her, doesn't she?
That's not
Oh.
her hand.
Hand of...
Oh.
Wait a minute.
That's not her hand.
That's a human hand.
This is just Madame Tuspel's right hand, isn't it?
Yes, it must be. I can clearly see her left hand, after all.
Oh, but wait a minute, that's a left thumb. This is a left hand as well. Look.
Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please.
And it seems very stiff too. In fact, it's really hard.
You,
Are we just
you mean
walking around her while she stands still?
Yeah.
it's made of
I
wax?
think we've asked that before.
Okay, well, I guess
I
it's-
thought it was gonna be like we were gonna look at the cop in the background and like say something about him.
Ah. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand. Guys, I have a problem. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to change off of this costume now that I know this is a little mouse.
It's really good.
I love it.
Mouse.
Indeed. With a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
Oh, good you. Well, Iris's other dress has a little rabbit charm with a kimono.
Oh.
It's so cute. The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be a right hand, but on closer inspection reveals that, in fact, it's a left hand.
Ah,
And somewhat masculine as well.
that doesn't mean anything.
In other words, it does not belong to you, madam. It is the hand of a waxwork model.
Ah,
Eh?
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage.
So you mean that arm...
Oui. This gentleman saw fit to try and remove it as a souvenir.
No small cheapskate. Cheapsake.
Keepsake, yes.
Cheapskate.
Cheesesteak. So, like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms.
I'm afraid I had to teach the man a lesson.
Oh.
So he's alive.
You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back.
And the result? The scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we might need to revisit later. But for the time being, we have one conclusion. Yes, the killer in the special exhibit has been kidnapped.
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 All right. What about the other two? This skipping again? Yes. Correct. Right?
No.
Speaking of the wax,
I
if it changed
think
hands,
that's new.
let's consider the problem
Okay.
for a moment.
All right, Jay, you're up then.
Okay, let's consider the problem for a moment.
You cannot possibly.
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we observe his neckerchief.
According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is a sign to the other policemen that some crime is underway.
We are communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away.
Well, uncovering secrets is in, any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Two Spell's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' seduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly.
No.
What the? The man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be.
Ah, well, that settles that then.
Right, this isn't a real person at all.
His entire arm's been ripped off, from shoulder to down.
His arm's been... Of course, that ties in with what we just found out. I'll read the other stuff first. A secret scarf sign to warn other agents of an ongoing crime.
I know, it sounds thrilling, doesn't it? Maybe I'll try to work it into next month's installment.
But then the police's secret will be revealed to all of London's 6 million inhabitants.
Wait, London has 6 million people back in 1900?
Sure.
That's
London
more than
big?
Norway has now.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's Norway.
Yeah, but it's Norway! Well, they'll
versus
just have
the
to...
biggest cities in the world.
They'll just have to come up with a new sign, I suppose.
How does this 10-year-old manage to have such terrifying influence? Okay, you got anything else, or is it just those two things this time? Oh, hat. I've seen hats like this in Japan as well. They're called flat caps, aren't they?
Yes, or hunting caps. Heard his hat is called a deer stalker, by the way.
Hunting, stalking, the British certainly seem keen on catching game. Every time I see a deer stalker, I automatically think of Mr. Sholmes. But a flat cap makes me think of a Japanese country gentleman somehow. In other words, people from all walks of life wear all different types of hat. So that doesn't really help us.
People be wearing hats.
People be wearing hats.
Hats happen.
Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his shoulder stub.
Not such a boneless human walks this earth, of that I can assure you. In other words, the man standing there, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact defying all odds, a waxworks model.
I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes.
Unimportant.
He has become quite a celebrity in London, being winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man.
Naturally! What other explanation could there be? Ah, shush.
And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it?
Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat here before him with the very peculiar, particularly unsightly visage.
It's visage.
It's both.
It's visage if you're English.
You can't correct me on every goddamn but I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle. In fact, as if he were a waxwork.
Ah, but you...
Your reaction only confirms my suspicion, madam. 100%. I noticed it at once, of course, observe.
That's for the scarf.
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxworth. A price tag.
A killer policeman called Ottermole, was it? Was he well known?
It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It was a very low price, though. Tuppence isn't much money.
Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Garrettup's delightful lodgings, in fact. Is this the special killer taken from the special... So this is the special killer taken from the special exhibit, is it? The waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for 200 pounds. Is this crusty old killer policeman Ottermole? Really?
Perhaps we should have a good look around and see if another idea crops up. He also has the
okay.
yellow scarf on him. Or a
Oh,
handkerchief.
Okay.
Well,
I'm supposed to be
Oh my
recognizing this scarf. Is that right?
yeah, it's from the policeman and his wife.
Yeah, I was wondering.
is?
I mean, why would he have that same thing though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Price tag. 3 pence. It's a far cry from 200 pounds, isn't it?
For threepence, you could buy it and put it on display in your room, Bruno.
I think I'd rather not go to sleep being watched by an old man, if it's alright. The same with you.
This price tag does stand out, doesn't it? I mean, you can even buy a helmet on his head for that much money, I don't think.
I wonder what the price tag's really for then. Well, probably for the scarf.
Yellow scarf?
Scarf on the arm. I don't believe it. It's the secret.
It's a secret sign that lets other detectives know some criminal activity is underway.
Yes, it's a slightly strange choice of outfit if he was trying to go unnoticed.
Ah, he must be a detective disguised as a policeman.
Or a detective disguised as a waxwork model of a policeman.
He doesn't look like he's clever enough to think of something like that, though.
Perhaps you should try to be a little bit more polite about him, Iris. Excuse me. Look at this! The old man's tapping his foot like crazy!
He seems to be fast asleep, though.
He's not tapping his foot consciously then? So you mean...
It must be a twitch.
Never mind that. The point is, waxworks don't tap their feet.
Or twitch.
And look at his arm, too. We've seen a scarf like that somewhere else around here, haven't we? Take that.
Twitch.tv/censor approaching TV.
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious twitch.
Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a twitch. They are on mixer. In other words, this splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard.
Slight shift in your choice of adjectives, then.
And there you have it. Well, Madame Two-Spells.
Well, what? It was me who contacted police and demanded that they... It was me who contacted... It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place.
It was
Gonna
you?
Power through that word.
He is clearly fit.
He is-
No, no.
No. He is
No.
clearly fatigued. He is sound asleep.
But then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence?
No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which one old Bobby purchased recently as a local market. And I presume you observed the scarf tied around his arm? Does it not strike you, Miss Naruto?
Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway.
Of course, because as you know, there's just been such criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, detective.
So it would seem that we have finally arrived at the truth.
The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped.
I'm a wax statue. And Scotland Yard are already investigating.
Yes, so can you leave, please?
No.
But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle.
Good work, Chums. You did it. Still a mystery. We have figured nothing.
But now we know what we don't know.
Exactly.
And
That's
that's
more
the
reading.
first step to knowing.
Yeah.
G.I. Jose.
All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in for just a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway.
Hello?
She do a little spin. Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe.
It was a pleasure, my dear madam. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle.
There's a little spin in French.
And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is the waxwork of the special display. If it was indeed genuinely abducted,
Yes, tragically it was.
then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please.
Could have just asked from the beginning. Very
No.
well. But after I've told you what I know, I must insist you return to your work. Employee.
The talents of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel, but as you...
Okay, let's talk again.
And while he's waxing, I'll be right back.
Okay. Tell us more about this stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago now, when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that the waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here.
It is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed.
And I found the ransom note in its place.
The culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then.
So this waxwork was stolen. It was the model of some horrible criminal, I suppose.
Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact.
Ooh.
The killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other, I would say. The Professor.
Oh.
Not a name I've heard
The
of.
Professor!
Could it be?
Oh.
Moriarty.
Uh-oh.
Is it he?
Lunar
It
Shones?
is he. Let's just delay this speech for as much as possible, so
Or
that
we could
Jake
have
can come
Lunar
back.
have a
Yes.
line.
No.
Let Lunar have a line. So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete.
Sorry?
Even when not voiced by Jay, it's still mispronounced.
Continue.
The professor case happened around the time I was born, didn't it?
Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital.
10 years ago.
Yes, at exactly the time that Barak Van Zeeks graduated from university, in fact.
What? Surely he's not saying.
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life.
As you've surmised, it was the professor case.
Who was this professor then? You have to tell us. Also, in the last chapter of the first game, the watchword used to get the coat was professor. Was that a reference to this, maybe? I don't know.
Possibly, yeah.
Hmm.
Probably.
Hmm.
You were close. It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy.
You didn't shut up for a while, huh?
No, not at all.
Though, of course, you happen to be present at present on account of the abduction.
Well, we'll continue to let Lunar voice the character for a bit.
I'm Wax.
Okay. But I don't
What?
understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zeeks?
You must first understand, my dear fellow, why is it that professor earned his infamy? What professor?
The professor.
You
Wait,
picked a
in the
bad time
2
to leave.
seconds that you left, Jay,
Yeah?
we basically just, first of all, the killer that the wax figure was based on.
Yeah.
His name is the professor.
Oh, just the professor. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
I think the-
Secondly,
Leighton.
the murder took place around the same time Van Zeeks graduated.
It's Professor Layton.
It would
Jay,
be
you
the
know
best
that
one.
the professor is usually like Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, no,
With-
and now I do.
We're thinking that it's probably the same character.
Oh,
Probably.
shit.
Yes. Also, it was around the same time that Iris was born. So my guess is that it has something to do with Watson as well.
Who's dead?
Wilson.
Wilson, sir.
Nah,
Oh yes.
it's basically same character.
Who the hell is Watson, sir?
What do you mean, Hurley?
Those murdered by the professor were some of the highest member of the British aristocracy.
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 Wow.
Aristocracy.
Aristocracy.
Aristocrat.
Yes.
Aristocracy.
Yes. Members of the nobility, even royalty, it sent shockwaves through the country's administration.
Members of the... wait! Of course! What Professor Harebrain said. Lord Van Zeeks is from a family with noble blood.
Oh gosh.
It was the 5th victim that led to the professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of Sam.
Van Zeeks.
Uh-huh.
Ah!
Oh, Clint Van Zeeks.
That's gotta be the guy in the portrait, right? It's gotta
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
be. No. I don't believe it. Van Zeeks?
I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Merrick pursued a career as a prosecutor, and eventually became the Reaper we know today.
Hmm. I had no idea Lord Van Zeeks had such a tragic past.
Question.
Hmm.
Was the professor found guilty?
It's got a waxwork in here, right?
But was he found guilty?
Oh.
Or did the Reaper get him?
I don't know.
Both. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter, for the time being at least. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork exhibit where I will actually stop talking this time, I swear.
Maybe.
Is that so?
I'm afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure, thank you. Alright, bye. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. Huh? Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Hey, Jay gets to voice his character finally.
Let's get that line again now that we know that it's Jay. You're talking.
Which one?
The bottom one.
The
there.
very last one.
You're Professor Hairbrain now.
Yes, okay. Well, no. One of the predicted scenarios I've been announcing involved you coming to visit me here. It has been too long, it really has. I'm delighted to see you, Brock.
It's
Brock.
been 10 years, and here we are meeting in a prison of all places.
I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Assman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though.
You were about to say a stern man, weren't you?
Astern, yes. It was an accident! A terrible accident! He assures me that he can prove it!
I must warn you.
Oh, I know! I've heard already! You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you?
Yes.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Brock, are you really?
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't trust it to anybody else.
Oh.
Of course, I understand. Thank you, Brock.
Is he planning to throw the case?
Probably not.
Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
Maybe just be really helpful.
Yes.
To be continued. Also, Jay is really good at being the defendant in these two games, I've noticed.
Don't worry about it.
Gosh golly gee!
It happens a lot. Alright.
Jay, why are you so murder prone?
I don't be prone to murder. I just go in there and I live my life and things just kind of happen. It's true to life, really.
I mean, our good friend Natsme account for like half of these games.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
He's probably gonna get accused of murder again by the time we're done here.
I hope not. I think Mr. Natsume's been through enough. I think
it would be funny in a sad way.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey.
Mr. Naruhodo.
What does your badge say exactly? Oh, is that a German flag it's on?
Yes, it's German.
Oh, that makes
Oh.
sense. Yeah. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain.
I don't understand. It does not make any sense.
It's his name.
His whole name? I guess so.
The atmospheric pressure in here is all off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It is crushing me.
I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity.
Well, this is Britain's highest court. But you are telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure?
I think it's probably all in the mind.
It was not German.
Yes. Well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life! To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public!
Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident.
Well, I am sure there is nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail.
Sholmes?
My commiserations, Mr. Naruto. You appear to have been lumbered into some tiresome case here.
Yep.
Oh, yes, it is
Hey.
I.
Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect to see you here.
That was very mean, Bruno. Leaving me alone at home with Hurley.
It took me at least... Oh,
It took me at least an hour to wake him.
Apparently, I'm not trying to get the right voice there, because that's not what I'm going for, but okay.
Is it? Are you? Sherlock Holmes?
Don't tell me every single character you have is gonna hate Sholmes.
Indeed I am, sir. I am he, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, I've heard many about your exploits, even once visiting in Germany.
Ah, yes. Rand's magazine is on sale in Germany, too.
This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in the great adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. Ah, yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, as I seem to recall.
No, that was the speckled band.
well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay.
Oh,
I have urgent business at Madame Tuspel's.
you mean your waxwork job?
No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my actual services.
Oh, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you?
The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxworth, naturally. As such, I intend to give my undivided attention.
Oh, well, never mind then. I understand.
Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Ooh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley. I need pie.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is indeed riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have quite insatiable desire for pie. One of the universe's inscrutable mysteries, you might say. Ah, yes, quite. Definitely, absolutely. I totally understand.
Is someone a little starstruck?
No!
understand this then.
I wish you the very best of luck, Mr. Professor. Hairbrain, yes. Ah! Whoa! 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 Why, thank you.
Sorry, that just reminded me of Daffy for some reason.
Inspirations come from many places. Before I depart, Mr. Naruto, a word in your ear, if you please.
What's up?
ASMR time.
No.
As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I fear I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible.
But the professor said that the demonstration was a success.
Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I read Professor Bunny Brains.
Bunny brain.
Very good.
Bunny Brains paper about it too, Runo, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree? But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? It's contradictory.
And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I have no doubt.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley.
Matanene.
Bye-bye. Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Runo. But chin up, you can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
I don't want to have two voices this time. No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see.
It's going to be for a big surprise for when you find out what it is.
That sounds ominous.
Is it gonna be fireworks for when, like, they're declared not guilty?
Maybe. Wow.
May I?
Yeah.
You may.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's you.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant! Court is about to be in session! Make your way to the courtroom rooms!
We are on our way. Thank you.
My favorite part.
I know. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed, and a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case. I wonder how the Wax Museum is going to be involved in this.
We shall see.
I have a feeling I know, but
We'll get there. Ooh,
Yep,
new people.
there's
new
a reason.
people.
Maybe.
Who?
So,
Who today?
Today it is. Let me open up here.
We're on chapter
And
3.
We're in chapter 3, and that is Wander.
Wander. Wander?
Wait,
Uh-oh.
case 3?
Right.
Yes.
Case 3 part.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the wrong
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
Oh, you were
I'm-
looking at.
It's Jay.
Oh, it's Jay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna be the judge later. But
Yeah, I
case
was looking
3
at
now.
the. I was looking at the previous casting chart, and I just looked at the judge. And was like, "Oh yeah, I see case 3 here."
Mhm.
Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today in the public trial of Professor Albert Hairbrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh my god.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, my lord.
What are you wearing?
Do you like it?
That's
It looks nice.
interesting.
Thank you.
How would you see
During-
through the goggles?
Well, tries putting
Green
them down.
X-ray.
I can't. The goggles do nothing.
Ah, okay,
They're
yeah.
useless.
I'm
Carry
6
on.
months. I don't even know why I put these on. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more?
It's
What?
called passion.
Oh, why would you do that to me? I'm without Susato-san today. That was sad.
I miss her.
Me too.
Maybe the surprise is Susato?
Actually, that would be. Oh my god! I hope
Oh,
you're right.
I hope it is.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
So, I must say that I recollect the victim of this case all too well, Mr. Odie Assman.
Mr. Assman was well known as a financer, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court, prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zeeks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom.
But 2 days ago, on the 24th of October, Mr. Assman met his end.
Nice.
We're all 12.
This is great.
Your Honor. my lord.
Yes, proceed.
Maybe phrase it differently next time.
Absolutely never.
Larry Assman.
The work of the Reaper, was it?
Odie Butts.
If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Assman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Mr. Hairbrain.
Professor
Very-
Herbert.
Very well, then.
What if it turns out that Professor Hairbrain is the bad guy, the waxwork guy, the guy that?
No!
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't think that's right, but
Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. And my God, may you be different 5 people.
I think they are.
6.
Well, six. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty?
New.
Oh!
Oh.
Help! Somebody with the casting chart. Help!
I'm looking at it and I don't see them.
You don't
who
see them?
Oh, this is Jay.
This is
Is they
Jay.
cover?
no, this guy's Seps.
Oh, no, yeah, it's Saps.
Oh,
I
it's
know.
me.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
over far on the right, I didn't see him.
Wow, this
Yeah.
guy's
I am most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
blonde Abraham Lincoln. Whoa!
Lunar.
Hello.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
Don't worry, we'll shorten your neck.
Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials are all nothing more than performances.
That's Jay.
This one's Jay.
Oh goodness! Look at this man with his cheeks and his scowl. Does he have eyebrows under his eyebrows?
Oh my
like
God,
where his
yes?
eyebrows meet
That might be his
hat?
hair. Yeah,
What?
No, what is going on?
But his hair is marshmallow, like me.
Yeah. I don't
Maybe that's why he
know.
was casted as you.
That's the reason.
Let's see here. Seems to be rather portly.
Any sportness scholar that defies the reputation of science deserves to hang. Oh, wait, Willie.
Oh,
Oh,
it's just-
Oh.
that guy looks like Thomas Edison.
Oh.
Oh.
Who?
We have to listen to what's on both sides of the fence and, then settle on one? That's it, isn't it?
How
Hey,
old are
child.
you?
Oh,
Jay
Is
again.
there a child
Jay
here?
again.
This
I
is
am
probably
Two
right.
old man jurors at the same time.
Yeah.
This is the guy that was sleeping in the Wax Museum.
And the judge.
Did you forget to
Oh.
cast me?
Gun.
Not yours for shotgun.
Well, would you like to sip my tea? Would you like it at all? And I'd have it fine.
We'll talk about that voice
Should we
later.
let Wander have one of Jay's jurors?
You want Edison?
I like your Edison.
It's the same as the judge.
Wander, I think maybe this might be a good idea. What do you want?
Okay.
Or you
just,
can take one of mine.
Either one.
Two. Am I voicing anyone else in this trial?
Probably of the witnesses.
Maybe. We'll see. That's
Wouldn't surprise me if you're both.
We
Gene and
can roll with
figure
it for a
out.
bit. It's all right. We can see how it plays out.
the police killer Ottermole look-alike again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. We already had a tired Bobby.
Now, as I am sure you are aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim. The victim, no one was called to kill. Listen, I'm doing a German accent thing, you know.
Oh yes.
I just talked to Hairbrain. He
Oh, so
infects
his
me.
accent was rubbing off on you.
Rune
Yes.
squints at Van Zeeks.
Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
A tragic turn of events. And as such, the eyes of all London, no, the whole world will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel.
No, I'm
apparently
juror one. I'm juror number one on the list here.
I think they're saying that they want it to be me.
Oh.
I don't know.
I feel like that's gonna cause complications. I think maybe you should take one of Jay's too, personally. I don't know.
We shall.
Let's keep going for now.
Yeah, we can feel it out once all the people are revealed. So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Zeeks. Oh my god.
At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis.
Good lord, what were those words?
It's
Not
designed to
English.
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled.
Is such a thing even possible within the realms of that? Can you do it? Is it real?
Well, I don't believe it. I don't believe that's it for once.
Disassembling people with.
1 second.
My line.
Let's have
I
his
see.
line.
Well, I don't believe it. That's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity. My goodness, how shocking.
Skip me.
All right, so should I take this guy? I'll just take him.
Yeah, if you can.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny.
Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field?
I am, and my word on the matters can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
So,
I guess
yeah.
I'm figuring him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It is impossible.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success.
Really?
Whoa.
What?
What rot!
Order, order!
The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. It is deemed to have merit. A substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on this new hypothesis to take Asmon's life, in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
But
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
Well, thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord.
And please don't break the lamp behind you.
I will throw the cape instead. At your face, my lord. Baffelleaf, show the first witness to the stand.
Woo!
Gregson.
No lines, though.
I love this enthusiastic bailiff.
So psyched for his job.
Good for him.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation.
Albert Harebrain, scientist.
You were born in England, but have been carrying out... Why is everyone making Luigi noises? Why is everyone making weird Italian noises?
No reason.
You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yes. After graduating from the university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany, and I made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Expedition.
What you demonstrated was incredible, all right? An incredible explosion.
But the science was a success! The instantaneous kinesis worked! Everyone saw it! They must have, yes! There was a terrible accident, but... the demonstration of my hypothesis was a successful!
Successful.
Well, that much is undeniable. As shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team.
Wow.
Oh, he went peacefully. Well, except for the.
I don't know
You
if
know,
I call that
kind-
peacefully.
Kinda handsome.
What if
Yeah.
he isn't...
Green hair.
No. I was gonna say, what if it isn't there, but some policemen would have to explore the body to see it's not bats.
Yeah.
So, that is
Yeah.
immediately thrown out the window.
Unless if the only thing they checked was that if he had a pulse.
Yeah. Or a heart left at this point.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibitions, no less.
That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it.
I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence.
It's fine now.
Do you mind? Here's the court, sir. The victim of the incident was Mr. Oddo Ashman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly.
But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration?
That's right! That must be it! My splendid machine! My poor splendid machine!
You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage! The wreckage! Need a moment?
You all right?
Yeah. I did the
Don't
pose
overdo
with
it.
him. No, it's all good. But that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon.
Beg all you want.
Mm.
Isn't that right, witness?
Then beg.
What? Yes, sorry, me?
No, your neighbor.
Yes, sir. It was murder. Plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
For clarity, I was trying not to laugh. I was not lightheaded. I was fine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
I'm glad you're enjoying your characters, Jack.
Yeah.
Up front for murder.
Once I decided that Foth will be a good fit, I had a lot of fun.
I see.
Oh, yeah. The corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
Ouch.
I made a minor miscalculation in the middle of the beam projection, that's all! That was my mistake! I have science!
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right through the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere. And this fella's the only one who could have done it.
But are you to blame?
My hair.
You give love a bad name.
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
The coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that.
You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
No, no, and no! That could not be farther from the truth!
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. The victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. Le cage à fond. The second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Oh. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in mid-air,
Oh!
from where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the crystal tower's large round window.
Wow. Also, I noticed that they're including the hot air balloons in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He's gonna be dropped from one of the air balloons.
Maybe.
Hmm.
They were twins or like a body double.
Hmm.
My
One of them was
word.
wax.
Oh, actually.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, I guess the body in the thing might have been.
Well, my
I don't
only
know.
question, because I did think of one of them being wax, but it sure looked like it was actually a person in that cutscene that we watched at the beginning of this chapter, right?
Full of ketchup.
Hmm.
That was just to fool us. They really did pull a prestige.
Hmm.
My word. One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower, then killed 3 times.
Hmm.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident, a terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon, what are you saying?
That it's a murder weapon.
Well,
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
your request is granted, counsel.
Okay. Ah, ba 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 ba.
Take a little look-see at that.
I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Assman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. It's a different feeling with the blood. Run for murder. Alright, before anything, let's have a look at this.
Very important to look at.
Details of victim. Name, Oddo Assman, 47, British. Time of death, 21st of October, around 2:20. Coroner, Courtney Sith. Okay.
Courtney
The fact that we get to read the name of the coroner is important.
That's fun. Courtney Scythe.
Cause of death, hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Additional observations, a broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. Interesting, okay. Let's talk about
That's why they abducted the killer from the place. They needed a wax statue to put in the machine.
Yeah,
Ah.
possibly.
Are you suggesting that that's because he fell from a considerable height?
Exactly. Which will highlight something else about the whole rum business.
What was that?
See, the
Why
trick
is
to
the
rum
rum gone?
is that you
Okay.
write barrels.
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Eh,
After the explosion, the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair.
So, although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor. What was the cause of the fatal disaster?
I made a my own. No.
hold it. So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally?
I used a calculator. Oh, no. Absolutely. The calculator was far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
The calculator was far
Yes.
too complicated.
It was a TI-81.
Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah. Go
Terrible.
ahead and take it. Only you got it wrong, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated that even I can make a mistake.
Do people fall for that browsing confidence? I should try it.
I took into account the subject's height and weight and wind direction and ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, but I just don't understand how this could have
Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Assman was wearing at the time, I suppose? Where am I going? Oh.
Cracking comments! The answer should have been 3!
So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third. Alright, hold it. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't think we'd have to spell it out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it?
To right.
Oh, obviously at first, we thought the bug had died due to his spine snapping in half as well. Oh, I'm actually eating some food right now, which is great.
But you're saying that that's not the case.
You'll get your answer once I finish out my fish and chips. If it don't keep butting in every few seconds.
But we all know that that's a bottomless bag.
The victim plummeted 30 feet into the glass tower. It would have been reasonable to assume that is the cause of death.
I spent 1 wish on this and told the genie to keep the rest. Right, here's what we all thought, but it was a red herring, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Hold it. The defense knew nothing of this crucial information.
The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning.
Yeah, and we didn't.
That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
Sarcastic
Shenanigans.
and... What? Oh, shenanigans. Sarcastic and
Yeah,
insincere?
shenanigans, sorry.
Thanks. So, what was the nature of this sharp object?
What were you pulling up there? There's nothing on your arm now.
Yeah, he doesn't
Oh.
have the armband anymore.
That
but he
is-
still has the animation.
Oh no, I don't have the armband anymore? That's important. That's Cosmos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Among the accused tools that were in use of the demonstration, one is of particular interest. This.
Mm.
Oh, god damn it.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
I want to play. There it is! My trusted little companion, Andrew!
Andrew? Andrew. Of course. Yes. Yeah. Ugh.
Ah, do you know each other already? Here is one of my dear friends, like all of my tools. I named them all, you know. We're one big happy family.
Uh-huh.
Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead. Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has got a red stain on its shank.
Ah, that isn't.
Oh no, he got shanked.
Oh no. It's blood beyond all reasonable doubts.
Andrew's the murderer!
Andrew, no!
No, Andrew.
And that's all. The long, sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
What? What?
Andrew did it, and Michael was an accomplice.
No.
Oh,
No!
Betrayal.
my happy family.
Not so happy.
They screwed me over.
Oh no.
Order, puns aside.
Good one, Jay.
Look, thank you. The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
Okay, thank you. So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. Great. Gonna have myself a look at that. Actually, hang on. Okay, here's the plan. Press first to hold it. Now I can actually look at my court record without danger of presenting something. Okay, Andrew, let's have a look.
look.
Ah,
I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine. which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. Okay, yeah, we already knew that. All right, what about up here? This is blood. Mr. Assman's, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. What? Okay.
Why would it look red?
Because blood is red.
Well, when blood dries, it is brown.
It's fresh.
It needs to be obvious that it's blood.
It's blood.
So they made the artistic
All
decision
right.
to make it red.
Blood is magenta.
If they made it brown, I would think it was mud.
It's pink.
Let's say, yeah, we should be happy it's not pink.
Yeah. What grounds do you have for saying that? You know, in Danganronpa, does the blood start pink? Is it always pink? Does it get less
Ooh.
pink over time?
Hmm.
It
it
gets
not
less
white?
pink in one show, but
What grounds do you have for saying that?
Do you really need to ask? There are only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd.
the victim, Mr. Oddo, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. And we know for a certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive.
That's right. I saw him with my own eyes.
Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it.
What do you have to say for yourself? Excuse me. Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor.
Sorry. I was just calculating the optimal coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body.
And the witness stand is the best place for that?
Yes.
It seemed as though you might have something else to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark.
Yes, that's right, of course.
This is the new loudest character that Jay has ever voiced.
Which is surprising, Hatsuseki.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He just said that no one else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way that could have possibly stabbed Mr. Aspen, as you say.
Eh?
Explain, please, Professor.
Of course. This cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose, but humans are warm-blooded mammals, the blood running constantly through their veins.
I had heard.
Damn it.
Then surely you see,
Hairbrain.
if I'd plugged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath!
Oh.
A blood swimming pool.
Oh.
But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time! And yet not one of them claims to have seen me swimming in a pool of blood!
Well, no, I suppose not.
You see? Not one!
True, I didn't see anything like that.
Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument.
We should have made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the fact that there were hundreds of witnesses.
Order.
Wine time.
My God.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop of my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friend's adducing?
Adducing.
Adducing.
Adducing. Maybe it's like deducing.
Or inducing.
Maybe.
Something sing. Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Brock, but I'm really not a patch on you.
Ha!
No.
No, you're not.
No?
Oh,
You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
Uh-huh.
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Yeah, I'm here. Ah, of course.
Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
Yes, sir.
where are they going with this?
If the weapon remains in the body, it won't bleed, etc.
Oh, yeah. Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
No.
The victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air.
Hold it. Why would you think that, Inspector?
With any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that profuse bleeding occurs. Whilst it still lies in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts, for want of a better word.
I see. Oh,
You
I get
don't
it.
need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for an investigator.
I get it. Where's Susato-san when you need her? Really, I want her back.
Don't worry, she wouldn't have known before the last trial she was on.
Oh.
If you ask me, this bloke masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing Ashman in the chest.
Adjustment in the ass.
Then he beamed the victim off the stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he planted it.
I would never do such a thing! Not my precious tools! I would never use Andrew for such dirty work! You only use tools for their intended purpose! That's common knowledge for any scientist!
The fact remains, the lack of blood at the scene can easily be explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated.
No, you haven't. So that's all the testimony I have to work with. I had no idea the victim had been stabbed. That changes everything. Did Van Zeeks keep that to himself until now on purpose, to gain the advantage? Oh well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You gotta go to the last one. You gotta go to the
You
last
get
one.
it.
You gotta go to the last one. Here.
You
How
have it.
could that possibly be if we found the screwdriver where the explosion first occurred? Yeah. You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal?
Greggy?
Maisie is hungry. Look, there is no blood on the experimentation stage. Got it. Even that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding.
It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Oh, well, now you come to mention it, yes.
Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act, or the SD Act? See.
No, I would not do that. I just haven't looked up it more. It was very clear when you touch a thing.
Yes, that's true. This screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it?
What are you getting at?
If this tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage.
Ah,
Not nearly as snappy as Dick Act. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Assman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
Order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
I don't.
It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred, obviously that should have been beamed to the destination as well.
You.
This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific possibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. Alright, well, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Van Seeks is stumped.
Oh. Oh! Albert?
Wow.
I didn't expect him to have a voice line.
Yeah, me neither.
Do you have something to say, witness? Yes, I knew it.
As your lawyer.
It bears out. The equation holds.
Shut up.
Mr. Naruhodo, do not worry.
About what?
Without delving into details, there is no inconsistency.
Hairbrain,
Shut up.
shut up, shut up.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up.
What? Shut up.
Do not incriminate yourself.
Even if Andrew had been large in Mr. Assman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations.
Shut up.
It's so good.
Hairbrain.
Tie-in Cyrus.
Hairbrain.
We. It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Why is there no sing for this? Alright. Clearly we should have heard the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation.
Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists.
I think we're a bad lawyer.
Very well, the defendant will testify again. Provide us with a scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold. In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord. Justice!
Is he fine?
Is he?
The god of science, I guess?
To be clear, I am still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states the kinesis cannot teleport metal, though. Hence, the metal weapon would have stayed put.
Is the whole thing metal? This bit looks like it's made out of wood at the end here. No?
Nah, that's, Andrew got a very nice A on there. It's brass. Brass ass. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruhodo isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Mr. What?
Do you want to get convicted?
All I want is the truth for science! Mr. Aspen was the patron. Yes, it'd be fine, though. Mr. Aspen was the patron of my research. Without him, my work would not have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together. So, the thrust of your testimony, Professor, is...
That based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
But glasses.
Metal?
There's metal on the glasses, right?
There's metal bits on the glasses.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened then.
Maybe.
I think that might be the whole thing.
I do like how the parts of his suspenders that usually would be metal look like they're made of wood.
Oh.
Also, wait. Isn't the birdcage itself also made of metal?
Was that
Maybe
actually
that's
teleported?
the point?
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
they're saying that the birdcage itself did get teleported to the other side, right?
I don't know how science works. It's mostly
I-
just magic.
I don't know if I caught what they said happened to the birdcage.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said that he was transported in the
Birdcage
I think
is
it's
wood.
Birdcage was wood.
Oh, it was
Okay,
wooden. Okay,
understood.
gotcha.
Ah, okay.
In other words...
In other words, since the screwdriver was made of metal, even if it remains lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on the stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency.
Yes, but the glasses.
And therefore...
Wait, do you mean glasses, not the glass surrounding him?
The
I'm-
glasses he is wearing, his.
Yeah.
Okay,
specs.
yeah, I saw the glass in the background when you said the glasses. I was like, but
No, I'm talking about the
Glasses.
That'll come
glasses
to
he's
English.
wearing with
Yeah, no,
metal
I-
pieces.
The glass.
yeah, no, I heard glass and I saw it in the background. I was like, what do you mean? There's no metal there.
Glass is just clear metal.
And therefore, Professor Albert Hairbrain could still have been the killer.
My great hypothesis holds, you see! We had to make the cage used to obtain the subject from wood for that very reason.
Gotcha.
I was not addressing you, witness.
Professor Hairbrain,
Yes?
whose side are you on here?
I don't take sides, Mr. Naruto. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I am a scientist, after all. I am chaotic neutral.
Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you're cross-examined this testimony, my Nipponese friend.
Yes, fire away, Mr. Naruto.
Kind of want to go straight for the answer, especially since we have 4 minutes. All right. You already read all this. To be clear, I'm still in the stage of gathering data for my research. Hypothesis: it cannot transport metal.
It'd be
though.
this one.
Yeah. Let me make sure. Hence metal. In other words, okay. All right, you.
Objection.
Yes! Objection. Nice. Professor Hairbrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on, exactly correct.
In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Assman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim.
What? Metal? No! Metal can't! Metal!
We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage.
Andrew!
However, if your hypothesis... Andrew's fine. Andrew's right here. See? Doing okay.
Andrew is his name.
Yeah. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal-rimmed spectacles would be found in the same place.
My hypothesis! My hypothesis!
Professor Hairbrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed, and perhaps we'll hear more about that Next time.
You might want to go one lane forward, or you might end on a scream, or start on a scream for the next one.
You know what? I'll give it to you. Okay. You're right. Jay was totally right about that. Okay, we'll start on orders instead. Orders instead. Sounds good. Okay.
Thought I'd do you all a favor, you know.
Good bit. Well, this is an episode. This is probably
Yes, it was.
science
Yes.
and/or wax soup. Mostly wax soup, I would say.
Mostly
A lot of
wax,
wax.
I think.
There's a lot of wax.
Hot wax
soup.
soup.
Wax soup that she
It's like-
had.
It's like one of those
Tasty.
little
Tasty.
wax candies that are filled with like liquids. You gotta bite off the
Oh.
top, and then those aren't great.
Probably like those little soda bottle ones.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
ma-
I
they're-
never figured out how do you eat that with it tasting good.
You don't.
Candy didn't always taste good, Jay.
Yeah. But
But-
this was a good time. I enjoyed this one. What are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Federation Force.
Yay!
Ah, yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yes.
Look
I
forward to
remember
it.
to
team.
change my stream key.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that right after.
I mean, I
That's
need
right.
you.
Alrighty, everybody. But that's it for us for right now. Thank y'all very much for coming in, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Night.
Good night.